everybody, and welcome to Race 8 of the ST Cup Series. This is the final race before the chase, and only 12 cars will make it. And there's no better place to do it than Darlington. Only 16 cars have a spot to make it on points, while the rest are trying to win today. 28 cars will race 10 laps around this 1.3 mile super speedway. Now let's take a look at some of the drivers trying to fight their way in on points. First we have Jimmy Johnson, who got second last race and is 15th in points, which is 5 points back of the playoffs. Keselowski is 4 points back and is sitting in 14th. Carl Edwards is just above the playoffs and is 3 points above. Then we have Bubba Wallace, who is -3 and is in 13th. They have Joey Logano, who's sitting pretty well at +8, but anything can happen at Darlington. Then we have Stenhouse, who is +3 in points and is 11th. Then we have a long shot, Daniel Suarez, at -29 points. Now let's take a look at our drivers to watch for. Today we have Martin Truex Jr., who is on the pole. He needs a win and is trying to turn his season around. Then we have Jimmy Johnson, who starts second, had a great race at the Roval and is 15th in points. Bubba Wallace has the best average finish at 6.6. He starts 12th and is 1 point out. As the drivers roll off, let's take a look at our starting lineup. On the pole today, we have Martin Truex Jr. alongside Jimmy Johnson. Row 2, we have Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Chase Elliott. In row 3, we have Clint Bowyer and William Byron. In row 4, we have Denny Hamlin and last week's winner, Ryan Blaney. In row 5, we have Brad Keselowski and Kevin Harvick. In row 6, we have Carl Edwards and Bubba Wallace. Now in row 7, we have the 22 of Joey Logano and the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. In row 8, we have Eric Jones and Kyle Busch. In row 9, we have Michael Annett and Daniel Suarez. In row 10, we have the 3 of Austin Dillon and the 10 of Eric Almirola. In row 11, we have Paul Menard and Corey LaJoie. Row 12, we have Regan Smith and Ryan Newman. Back in row 13, we have Brennan Poole and Casey Kane. Row 14, we have Chase Briscoe and 13 of Ty Dillon. Now let's get racing. As the pace car rolls off, we are green at Darlington. Out of turn 2, Martin Truex clears Jimmy Johnson for the lead as Chase Elliott side drafts to 48 and moves into second. Truex looks low and knocks Chase Elliott out of the groove as he gets swallowed up on the inside line. And Chase Elliott slides up the track. Looks like he had no grip down there under the white line. As we see Jimmy Johnson as he takes the lead from Martin Truex Jr., but Truex is going to get a great run off turn 4 as he assumes the lead. And now William Byron goes in second with help from Clint Bowyer. Bowyer tries to go around Byron, but Johnson spins him. And Kevin Harvick spins around as well. Looks like Jimmy Johnson barely got out of that one, but Kevin Harvick could not slow down as he runs right into Kevin Harvick. As you see, Kevin Harvick goes to the inside, but Johnson clips him, and then Kevin Harvick just could not stop right there. As Kevin Harvick and Clint Bowyer have been having bad years already, so this, doesn't really affect them. Also, fun fact, Kevin Harvick has only finished 80% of the laps this year, and Clint Bowyer has only finished 83% of the laps. As Clint Bowyer will pit, he is still okay to race, but Kevin Harvick will be in the garage. As it looks like Clint Bowyer is taking 4 tires and fuel. And now we'll have pit stops from the rest of the field as Truex leads them. as he will get 4 tires as well with fuel, as he gets a 9.62 pit stop. But Johnson wins off pit road, as he only took 2 tires. Keselowski moves up 4, great pit stop for him, but he only took 2 tires. Byron moves down 2, and Truex moves down 1. And we are back green in lap 6. And Truex is in the back of Johnson, as Keselowski takes the lead, and the rest of the pack is stuck behind them. Looks now like Byron gets away from the pack, and same with Hamlin and Bubba Wallace, as Keselowski continues to lead. And looks like Boyer is having trouble. He goes to the pits, and Keselowski almost hits him, as Byron takes the lead and leads that lap. As we close in on 3 laps to go at Darlington, Dale Earnhardt tries to take the lead from Byron, as he does with help of Ryan Blaney. As now we have 2 laps to go, as Blaney trying to get past Byron, but still cannot manage to do so. Brad Keselowski is in 3rd, as he makes a move to the inside to pass Byron and maybe even Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the final lap. As we come down the backstretch, 2 turns to decide it. Keselowski on the inside, Earnhardt on the outside, as they come with 1 final turn. And they crash. They hit each other. And Keselowski goes across the line. And Bubba Wallace crashes as well. Oh no! Bubba Wallace will not make the playoffs. What the worst timing for Bubba Wallace to crash. And he gets turned by Chase Elliott. He was in the top 10, Bubba Wallace, I think. Maybe, not sure, but he would have definitely made the playoffs, if not. But as you look at back how Keselowski won this race, as he got a great restart after the Clint Bowyer crash, but then he lost some momentum and William Byron passed him, and then later we have Dale Earnhardt who passed him, but then Keselowski, final lap, he manages to pass him. He does crash, but he won. That's all that matters for him. In first place, we have Brad Keselowski, sponsored by McMahon. In second place, we have Dale Earnhardt Jr., sponsored by Kelsey and Kylie Jacobs. In third place, we have Ryan Blaney, sponsored by Benjamin Deloney. In fourth, we have Survivor Goat 00, sponsoring William Byron. And in fifth, we have Kyle Busch, sponsored by DR Talbot. So now let's take a look at our standings. These don't matter that much, but yeah, we see Carl Edwards, Stenhouse, and Dillon all made it. Michael Nett barely misses out. They tied, but coin flip at Edwards won. Now let's take a look at our 12 playoff drivers. Ryan Blaney has 2 wins at Martinsville ST Roval, 517 playoff points, or points for the second round he has. Chase Elliott has 1 win and 506 playoff points. Hamlin with 511 playoff points and 1 win at Pocono. Kyle Busch with 504 playoff points. Keselowski with 508 playoff points and a win at Darlington today. Joey Logano, 504 playoff points. Dale Earnhardt, 511 playoff points. Austin Dillon, 500 playoff points. Ricky Stenhouse, 500 as well. Carl Edwards has 501. Casey Kane has 506. And Eric Almirola has 506 playoff points as well. And also, Almirola has a win at Bristol, Kane at Talladega, and Earnhardt at Watkins Glen. Now, let's take a look at our standings as of right now for the second round of the playoffs. We have Ryan Blaney, Hamlin, Earnhardt, and Keselowski would make it right now if the first round ended right now, but there's still 2 races. So, yes, here is our results from today's race. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next week at Martinsville for the first race of the playoffs. Peace.